welcome back to my channel, but more importantly, welcome back to oTALKu. A lot of you probably know this already, and also the title totally spoils it, but I'm gonna talk about it anyway. I got to voice a character in an anime. First, I wanted to address a few repeat questions and comments I got when I originally announced this on Twitter, one of which, yes, this is the original anime, so it is all done in Japanese. It is not the dub version. And also, no, Scully is not my real last name. I requested to have Reina Scully in English in the credits because I based my whole on-camera online career on Reina Scully, so I thought it would be really weird if I suddenly put in my real last name, but yeah, that's the only reason why my name is in English in the credits. So anyway, the anime is called Urahara, and it is airing in simulcast on Crunchyroll every Wednesday. For those of you who have no idea what Urahara is, it's about three girls who live in this really trendy shop in Harajuku called Park, and the coolest thing is that it's a real store that exists in Harajuku in real life. So one day there's an alien takeover and they start attacking Tokyo's major cities, one of which is Harajuku, but due to certain circumstances there is a dome that appears around Harajuku and the girls that are inside of it, so it kind of seems like there's a barrier and they're protected. However, an alien slips through and changes the atmosphere of Harajuku into Urahara, which means the either other side or underside of Harajuku, which is super cool. I got to play DJ Aoyama, who actually doesn't have a face because she's a radio DJ that informs you about what's going on in Tokyo, and she also plays music to basically cheer everyone on. It's actually awesome that I got to play a character that doesn't have a face because I had to do all of the voice recording in LA, and it would have been really hard to match the mouth flaps without having the director physically there with me. So all of my instructions were through emails and Skypes because Japan and their anime studios are 16 hours ahead of me, so it was really hard to find a good chunky amount of time where we can communicate the really intricate questions we had for each other. It was a little bit tough. I had 3 separate recording sessions. The first time I was given about 4 lines across 2 episodes, and I was prompted to read it like a very dry newscaster, which makes sense because I'm relaying news and information about an alien takeover, which is really confusing, an emergency, and it's just all kinds of strange. So my first original lines were in the script, and this is pretty much what a standard Japanese script looks like for voice actors in an anime. This is probably kind of hard to see, so I'm really sorry, but I wanted to explain how to read a script. This top part in purple is actually describing what the scene is like, so if your character is doing something, it kind of shows you what action they're in, so it helps you act out the part better. And this part in green is the characters' names, and the part underneath it, the corresponding parts in brown, are those characters' lines. So in the first session, I recorded my voice a few different ways, but then it got sent back to me, and then I was given like 20 or so extra lines, and I was prompted to now read it like kind of a cheerful, optimistic foreigner. And that's why I imagined this over-exaggerated Japanese-American accent like, "Oh, itai dou shimashou? Komarimashita ne. Tsugi wa nani o shimasu ka?" And that was wrong too. So then we recorded for the 3rd and final time, and that is when I had the director Skyping me inside of the sound booth so she could give me like specific instructions on tonal differences for the voices, and I can tweak it on the spot, and that's when we finally got our take. I am in this week's episode 2, and I will be back again in episode 3 next week. I wonder if you're able to recognize my voice. I know I sound pretty different when I speak in Japanese, and I'm also playing a different role, so yeah, let me know if you were able to recognize me. It's not the biggest deal or the biggest role or anything, but being able to voice in the original anime in Japanese is pretty much a dream come true of the highest caliber for me. As a kid who has been obsessed with anime her whole life, I remember loving following seiyus and trying to listen to their similarities when they play different characters, and it's also a very coveted career over there in Japan. So to even think that I could just step foot into that world is just really a magical experience. And this is a lot more personal, but I really want to make my mom proud of me, and she tends to like it more when I either work in Japan or I do work in Japanese, so I really hope she's proud of this work. Now I just want to thank everyone on the Urahara team and all of you guys for supporting me. I am extremely fortunate to have this YouTube career, because otherwise I don't think I would have been on anyone's radar for this. I'm also super lucky to have worked with Crunchyroll and translating a bunch of their anime, and also to have worked on their production, because working that closely with them has definitely opened up a lot of doors for me in the anime industry itself. So thank you all so much. And finally, one last thing. Hisa asked me on the fan service episode if this is maybe a new career path for me, and young Reina would have jumped on that and just screamed yes, but I'm very aware of how competitive the Japanese voice acting industry is, and I did mention that on the fan service episode I was on, so I don't really see this as a full-time thing or a main component of my career, but I would never ever turn down a role if I were given another chance in another anime or another animation. I'm also hoping to do my own dub if Urahara gets dubbed, so maybe that might open up a few more career opportunities or things like that for me. I don't know, who knows? Alright, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of oTALKu. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please go watch Urahara on Crunchyroll. I will leave links in the description below. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. そんじゃまたね!